Okay, Unit 2, Day 5, first half. Let's see what happens. Pythagorean theorem, why is it important? The guy named Pythagoras, he's out back in the day. He wants some friends, but he's like deep, he's whatever. He's back in the ancient Greeks with like Socrates and Aristotle and things like that. He starts this club where he's like the president. You come on in, you wear like a hood like Damien, whatever. I assume they sang. And then they come up with junk. They're sitting around thinking about whatever. So one of the big things, boom, a triangle. Triangle, Trinity, whatever, religious things. So the triangle, so they're watching it, and they're like, you know what? With the right triangle, I noticed some stuff about it, like 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. You know, if we had the two sides of this thing and we drew like a square, but using the side of the triangle to be one of the squares, and then off the other side we like put like another square, we found out that the longest side, the hypotenuse, that's big square, the little two guys, you add them together, they equal the big guy. So they're just sitting there crazy. I'm not saying that they're... They can't see, but my point was, they may have been on something, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, so after doing all that stuff, it all came down to you. So all the stuff they came up with, you have to learn, and the guy at the top, you want to be the guy at the top, I understand that any secrets that the younger dudes or the less important dudes came up with, they had to say the main dude came up with it. So like, oh dude, I figured this thing out, like, ah! Whoa, shoot. Never mind, here you go, Pythagoras. You can tell him you figured it out. And that dude just had to be like, alright, whatever. It's sort of like Kanye West when he used to be with Jay-Z. Kanye, he wasn't always a rapper, he was like the guy coming up with the beats. So he's working out the beats. So some Jay-Z, he's doing like an album, the beats are hard, and like, boom, oh, Jay-Z is hard. But it really is Kanye West who's doing some of the beats, but he didn't get credit for it until finally, I forget when they let him rap or whatever, and now here he is. Is he still part of Jay-Z's thing? No. He's his own thing, or? Yeah. Dang, that's how life is. All right, let me solve these quick problems here, and then I'm going to see what's in the group, and we'll go from there. I see this, number 3, I know he's important. Let me see if we can get to number 4. By the time we get to number 4, how many are there altogether? Dang it. Let's see if we can get to 6. Impossible. I'm going to try it anyway. Inconceivable! That's from that movie with the guy. Anybody see that movie? I don't know what it's called. They're old school. I'm showing how to solve equations. Some people are like, I know how to solve equations. Well, I'm showing you the same way. For me, all the x's on one side, all the numbers on the other side. That's how I do it. You know why? Because some people had trouble with these in the past. 5x can bring you over and make you red, just to show that you move from one side to the next. The 4, I'm tossing you to the end. When you move something to the other sside, you always write down what was already there. This is the way I do it. I'm sure some of you are geniuses, whatever. Do it however you do it, as long as you get it right. Me, I like to just move it. Why do I like to just move it? Because if you do that, people who aren't good in math, they can at least pick up a regular number and put it on the other side. You can't tell me you can't do that. And you can pick up the 5x, you can move it over here, always to the right of what was already there. In other words, you have to get to the end of the line. The line goes this way. Then the other part is, when you move things from one side to the other, same number, opposite sign. Same number, opposite sign. Oh shoot, he's should be a minus. I think that guy's talking. Is that the guy talking? He's talking with the eraser.
Are you trying to find x?
I'm going to solve for x. You are correct. I'm going to isolate x, which reminds me, I haven't seen the movie Mean Girls, but it's similar to that. When you solve an equation class, her name was, she's a grown lady now, so it doesn't matter. What's her name? Marcy. Yeah, the other girls are mean to her. You were negative, positive 5, so you're negative here. You were a positive 4, you're negative over here. So I changed. Everything changed. So they wouldn't play with Marcy, and she was sad. She was junior high. She didn't have the look. And she said something to tick off the lead girl. Don't tick off the lead girl, because whatever the lead girl does, he has little followers. I hate you, Marcy. Why? Because the lead girl hates you. That's why. And so now Marcy's alone. Now Marcy finds out that the other girl, who isn't as popular as the others, that she wants to be her friend too. And here's the sad part. Marcy plays with the other girl. Isolation, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to isolate the x. The x is Marcy. After the mean girl gets over it, and Marcy's playing with the other not popular girl, the mean girl says to Marcy, okay, Marcy, you can come with us now. And Marcy's all like, woo! So then Marcy remembers, oh, shoot. I'm with this other girl who they are not accepting. So So I can stay with her, she was with me in the bad times, or I can let her go and go back to the big group. What do you think Marcy did?
Just being safe.
Marcy went back to the main group and left the other girl alone.
Wow. I know, but then again, she went the other girl after.
Right, she went back to the good girl, the mean girls or whatever. And the other girl, I don't know what happened to her, I can't remember. I just thought like, dang, Marcy, they just dropped you, now you can go back to them just because they're over it. And now you don't even try to bring the other girl in, which they probably weren't going to accept. It's just wrong. There you go, anybody know what 2 minus 5 is?
-3.
-3, some people don't know that, they think it's just 3, but don't tell them. And somebody else, -6 and -4? It's a lot of negatives. Yeah, you're right, it is a -10. Dang, but they would make this a decimal problem? We're just going to leave it as a fraction. Anybody know what to do with this 3 to get the x alone?
You're going to divide them.
Uh-huh. I'm out of space over here. No, say more 3s on that. All right, yeah, keep going. Until the end of the period. All right, here goes, so here's the deal. I'm going to see if I can squeeze down the answer here and put like this x. I'm going to leave this as a fraction, but guess what I'm going to do with those 2 negative signs? It is true, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. Therefore, even though I'm looking at my answer as a fraction, they would, on a standardized test, they would never write a double negative like that. They would always write the positive version of the same thing. 2 negatives of one above each other like that, they would never put both those. Yeah. Boom, done on that. Why'd they put, oh, I know why they put the second one in. Now my writing is too big, I can't fit it in, but here it comes. We're near the end. Let me see. We're not going to get that many. So I'm just going to go. This one here, anybody know what how do you get rid of, yeah, I'll ask it. Let's ask it 2 ways. Hey, what's a number that when you multiply times itself, it'll give you a 9? 3. 3 times 2. What's another number that if you multiply times itself, it'll give you a positive 9?
9.
I heard 3. I heard 9. 2 times 2 is 4. 45. 45 times 45 is a big number. The question is, what's another number that if you multiply it times itself, it'll give you a positive 9? So I've already said 3, so we got 3. 3 is 9, we got that. Another number.
And another one.
That's all right. You guys are in geometry. You should know this. This is like when you get up higher in high school. But it goes like this. Anybody know what -3 times -3 is?
9.
Yeah, 9. And by definition, -3 is a different number than 3. So some of you think like, well, we said 3, but no. -3 is different. But here's how you actually solve this with a fish. I'm going to erase some of the stuff around it so I can have some space. And it goes like this. Ooh. Hey, what's the inverse that is the opposite of squaring something? How do you get rid of that little 2?
Wait.
Square root.
No.
I tried to write it. She's all, she's like that lady with the bow and arrow. Well, they should be eating her underarm, but no, they're waiting. They're waiting for her to do this, to pull back like that, and then to let it go. Now, they could have 2 of them biting her on the neck, but no, they bite that other dude. You know why? He's not the star. He's definitely not Peter, and he's not her. Finn, the little dude who can't talk, I think that's his name. It's his brother. He's sad, but he can't say it. All right, here goes. You take the square root of both sides. Here is the rule, though. When you take the square root, I don't know if at this level they do it, but certainly when I teach Algebra 2B, that's the last semester of the math you have to take, you put both plus and minus in front to represent that you're taking the positive version of the square root of 9 and the negative version. In any case, here it comes. X equals plus or minus 3. For those who are going to be like, what? Plus or minus 3? It's 2 separate answers, positive 3 and negative 3, but math people are lazy, so they don't want to do that. Last piece, this bottom thing is a thing for Pythagorean theorem. I feel so bad for you. Why should they have to learn this? They're never going to be measuring a field that's a triangle, which is why they made it up in the first place. I think we just hire a drone. Here goes. Let's square whatever we can. This side of the room was 3 squared.
9.
Thank you. This side of the room over here was 5 squared. Say that again? Yeah. All right. B squared, let's isolate B squared. Nobody likes B squared. That's why we're all going this way. B squared farts a lot. Yeah, and he digs in his nose. You want to be friends with B squared? It's tough, you know. Some of them make it tough. I try to help some of these students when I see them, but like, dude, one student, he's in the 8th grade, put his finger in his nose while I'm teaching. But I mean, it's cool. We all have to clear it out. But he didn't have any tissue.
No.
And he put it.
In his mouth.
Yeah. I had to use my poker face, like, no, that dude didn't just he's a cool dude. He's Lee. He's a good basketball player. I'm like, dang, 8th grade. I'm like, I want to say to him, don't do that in class. Because I can't protect you, man. I can't say it's okay for this dude to put, is it 16? To put it in his nose and in his mouth. I know it's salty. I've tried before. He gets in there, so it's salty. It's like a saltine cracker. Except it's already liquefied. You know, we've all tried before. We just never did the dry version of it, Madeline. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right, here we go. Finish this last part, please. The same way I just finished this part here. We just solved for B. How do you do the inverse? Inverse just means opposite in math talk. Inverse of something squared is the square root. At this level, I'll have you do the plus or minus radical 16. But I don't know if the test is going to require that you do both. I think they think you're in geometry A, and therefore you just give the principal root, also called the positive root. In other words, just a regular 4. So here's what I'm going to write. Because of what I think they're going to ask from you, 4 is the correct answer, but for the higher level, just in case you see it, it could be B equals plus or minus 4, which for those who don't know really just means B equals positive 4 and negative 4.
Should have salad again.
You eat that salad. All right, here you go.
Salad.
Mark this part. What are you supposed to know? I can apply Pythagorean theorem to solve. Please mark solve. That's where you want to get the mean girl. Solve means x equals mean girl alone. For missing sides, there are only 3 sides, and it must be a right triangle. It can't be any triangle. What else do they want to know? We will also review finding area and perimeter. Dang. But this room, just for those who have forgotten, the perimeter is the wall. The area is the carpet. When you find the area, you find what's inside of the walls. Perimeter is the wall. I don't know who missed, but let's see what we got here. So, it is a right triangle if one of the angles is a 90-degree angle, represented by, of course, this little square thing. They love that. That means 90 degrees. They never like to write that. These two guys connected to the square are called legs. I wish I could say something like, can I say this on the recording? This is the butt. Huh? Can you see that? This is the butt. And what's connected to a butt, your butt? 2 legs. Now, I don't know how this looks like a butt or whatever, but if you can think that, at least you know these guys are called legs. Hypotenuse, I don't know why they call it that. Let's ask Brian one day, tell the answer. It probably means something. Your 2 legs that connect to your butt are the length of the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is across from your butt? I'll have to think about it at home. You know, we got the legs and the butt part. Across from your butt? I know. Don't say stuff in high school. You never know what they're thinking. All right. The 2 legs, if you square them, equal the hypotenuse. Let's get one answer and then get you out of here. So there's a semi going down this hill, and you need to find out how long the hill is. Really? You need to find that out? Whatever. We're going to find it out. Please, on your paper, circle the butt. Please circle the butt. And then put an L next to the legs that are connected to the butt.
Circle the butt.
Okay. Now this is my first year using the butt analogy. In the past I've never done it, so we'll see if it sticks in your head. Here's all we're going to do. The 2 legs, you always add them together. You never add a leg in the butt. Or a leg in the thigh if it's chicken, whatever. Just, always add the legs together. So here's how it goes. 50 plus 3 equals an x. See how I did that? The 2 legs get added together. I circled the butt. I put an L here for a leg, an L here for a leg. All I'm going to do now is everybody gets a 2. The formula says everybody gets a 2. You get a 2, you get a 2, you get a 2. It's like on Oprah once you give away stuff. You get a car, you get a car. Now people, we don't see Oprah anymore because she has her own station. She's a billionaire, but people aren't really watching her station, so who knows what's happening there. Last part. Oh, this is it? It can't be that easy. I'm going to square these 2 with calculators. We're going to add those 2 numbers together, take the square root of it, and we're done. No way. Calculators out there so that we can help. I don't know what the big numbers are. We do little blue guys for you guys because we don't want you to break the real ones. That's how you guys can use the real ones. All right. Send all these back. Send these back to that table. The super calculators. It's like using a computer to do it. Here it comes. This side of the room, the smart side. Don't tell them over here that they're not. Let them believe in themselves. But this side over here, we need what 50 squared is. This side of the room, the best side of the room. Don't let them know that they're not the best. We need what 3 squared is.
You're not the best.
I tell you?
Yeah, give me the 50 squared.
2,500.
3500?
2,500.
Yeah. For those who don't know, there's a little x squared button, so if you push in a 50, some of the calculators, on the cool calculators, there's an x squared button. I don't know what you guys have.
Yes, sir.
You got one too? Okay, good. 25. For those who don't need a calculator, what you do is when you square something that has zeros, you cover the zero, you square that number. 5 times 5 is 25. Then you add as many zeros as the exponent is. Little small trick. What side has the 3 squared? Is it you all? You guys have 3 squared? Come on, let's do this. We've got to get out here in less than 5 minutes. I'll take it.
That's the one I had though.
All right. We're going to add this together. Wow. I wouldn't expect you guys to have a calculator because there's no way you would know what the square root of 2509 is. What? Someone say it out loud, back row. What is the inverse? We use math talk. What is the inverse of squaring something? What's the opposite of it? What undoes it? Square rooting it. Same person keeps saying it.
Back row.
You guys weren't answering. You
Ooh, yeah. She's like, in your face. I was like, scratch your eyes. Nice.
That wasn't a question.
Here it comes. Even though I don't know what this answer is going to come out to.
50.
50?
0.08991915.
So she said not that.
0.0?
Yeah, it's 50.089.
Oh, 50 point. Okay. 50 point. I'm going to do 3 numbers. Point who?
0.089.
I'll stop there. What comes after that now, by the way?
9.
I'm going to keep my 9, but technically that other 9 makes me turn this 9 into a 10, which turns this 8 into a 9, but I'm not doing that. I'm just going to keep with that. I could make this plus or minus 50, but again, when you measure the distance of something, you never use a negative distance. Like, how tall are you? I'm negative 2 feet tall. Yeah, you never use that. It's always negative. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to thank you